Ian.
Dave.
Welcome to the Apex Adjacent podcast, everybody. The greatest automotive podcast in the known universe. Greatest automotive podcast, greatest music podcast. This is the stuff Ian always skips over, so I'm saying it today.
Thanks for having me. Sounds like a great show. I can't wait to hear it.
Yes, I feel like I'm going into like more. I'm treading like close to morning zoo DJ voice. Yeah, Ian, how you doing? Yeah. What's the buzz? Yeah. Right?
Exactly.
Ian, before we started recording today, I was shoving some peanut butter pretzels in my mouth, and I asked you if you like them. And you said you do, but there's a thing. Tell me about this thing.
For whatever reason.
This is a car podcast, by the way.
Car podcast. This is totally car related, too. For whatever reason, whenever I see those, I always think that they're dog treats. Like they resemble dog treats. Very, just visually, form factor, the whole thing. And also, a dog would probably love to eat those.
Oh yeah, destroy one of those. Yeah.
And it always just makes me think like I'm just like a trained puppy. I'm eating this.
Yeah. That you have done. Like instead of having
I'm a good boy.
Yeah, exactly. You're a good boy. Instead of having to do a trick, lay down, roll over, you've like done a day's work.
Right? Which is essentially just a really elaborate trick.
Exactly. Yeah.
That someone has trained me to do.
Yeah. It's playing dead on the inside.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So anyway.
Instead of like sit, is it like circle back? Circle back. Who's a good boy?
Who's got the synergy? Who's going
to touch base?
You want to hop on a Teams call? Yeah. You're just jiggling USB keys instead of car keys. Yeah.
Yep. And then my boss just tosses me a peanut butter pretzel.
Yeah. Exactly. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for that, Ian. Yes. Yeah. Cheers. Yeah, you have a hot toddy this evening. I'm drinking.
I do have a hot toddy.
Some fine H2O. Yeah. Okay. Well, Ian, you're recovering vocally from screaming a lot from your vinyl night. And so, you're in recovery. I feel odd because I have something of yours. And it's weird. I don't. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm in an interesting mental conundrum here. And so I want to kind of dig into this a little bit.
Well, I'm glad we're doing this on the internet for everybody to see then.
Exactly. So, Ian, the listeners do not know that I have possession of your entire record collection right now.
That's true. That's true. You do.
I do. I have all of your records.
Yeah. I am moving out of my house to get it remodeled. And a few of my prized possessions are not the storage unit that we have rented is not worthy of my prized possessions. So basically means my record collection is with you, safe and dry in your basement. And then I have found a home for my car as well.
Yes, and your children are in the storage unit, right?
Yeah. I actually got a second, slightly worse storage unit to put the children. And I was like, this one is dry and doesn't have a rodent infestation. Can I get something else?
What else you got?
I mean, what do you got with it? What do you got in a rusty nail?
May I please see your tetanus section?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about this because first of all, you had to borrow your friend's truck to bring your records to me. Right? And
there was more than I was expecting.
Right. And there's two things. First of all, you drove probably more delicately than you did when you were bringing home your firstborn child.
100%.
Right? And second, you never really have a full understanding of your descent into madness slash hoarding slash like all of these aspects of your personality until someone else reflects them back at you. You have to literally box up your addictions, whatever it is. Like when you need to move a thing, right? Or like move spaces, there is no time like that kind of stuff for having it thrown back into your face and making you recognize the magnitude of what you've done.
Well, and I was thinking about this too, is that, before when I've moved my records, because they've gone through a few moves. I've been doing this a long time at this point. It's been like almost 20 years of me collecting records that, the last few times that I've had to move them, every time I've had to move them, they sort of get like laundered in with the rest of my belongings and my wife's belongings and everything else, because, they're all just boxes.
Right. Yes.
But so this is the first time I've ever moved just my records.
Right. And I think I had a very similar experience when I was moving to where I am now when my wife and I, bought this place together, and I had to collapse all of my garage stuff, all of my Saab parts, all of that stuff. Right. And I did not recognize the sheer volume of Saab part hoarding that I had done over the years,
Yep. Well, right? And I just moved all my Volkswagen parts as well.
Yeah.
And I got it down to just the things that, like, if I were ever to sell the car, that someone would want to be able to return the car to stock or close to it.
Yeah.
So like the stock airbox, the stock exhaust, which is really ridiculous to move around.
Yeah.
And
to manage an exhaust in storage is wild. Yeah.
And the stock springs. Those are the only things that I've really kept.
Okay.
As far as parts, but like there was many, many more that I.
What kind of stuff did you get rid of or throw away? Yeah.
I had like old shocks, like the stock shocks, but at this point they were all like dried out and cracked, so there's like no reason to keep those. I had basically just a bunch of I had like a spare fuel pump.
Oh, okay.
That was not even the right one.
Oh, yeah. That was too difficult to return.
Yes, it was too difficult to return. And I was just like, I've had this for like 10 years at this point. I'm just throwing it out. It was a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I did have a couple of like interior trim piece extras that I had gotten.
Okay.
Like where you just get extras where it was like little plastic pieces.
Yeah.
I was like, I would, if I had needed this, I wouldn't have found it in the first place. I would have just ordered it anyway. So I'm just throwing this out because I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. So yeah, stuff like that.
This is a good time for auditing that kind of stuff that you have, Ian. It's difficult. This is a difficult time. This is rough stuff. This is like having another full-time job, doing what you're doing. Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. But we've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, which is great. I am very proud of myself. So I'm going to be doing in early April, and I'll next show I will advertise this more professionally because I don't really remember where I'm going to be or when. But in early April, there's going to be a record expo in Denver.
Yes.
And Mike, our friend Mike, is going to have a booth there, and so I'm going to sit with him. I'm going to sell. I picked out 50, more than 50 records.
Okay.
So so what you saw was minus 50 records that are sitting in my living room ready to sell. Okay. Well done, Ian. Well done. Hey, no, this kind of stuff is rough, man. It's tough. Yeah. I am super appreciative of my wife for helping me really maintain that kind of one in, one out stuff. And I have to the point where now I'm getting rid of stuff on my own, Yeah. And I'm thankful for that because Jesus, man. Yeah. I'm definitely the hoarder in our relationship. And Jenny is she gets to hour 2 of cleaning stuff and just everything is in the garbage.
Yeah, gasoline and matches is the cleaning solution at that point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm like going through stuff. I'm like, well, I should probably keep this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I am I mean, you know me so well, Ian. You know me so well. Yeah. You know my hoarding tendencies. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I am right there with you. I think just like, I don't think hoarding is good, but I do think that like strategic hoarding is good.
Yes. Yes. Targeted. Right? Yes. Strategic.
I just
hoarding.
allow yourself a thing.
Yeah.
And then just be like that. Like with me, it's the records, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where I need, do I need 6 Spoon records? No, probably not. Do I need 12 Bowie records? No, but I want more.
No, I hear you, because I am definitely that way with Venture Brothers stuff. Yeah. I buy a lot of Venture Brothers stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I did the thing where I bought a thing, completely forgotten that I had bought the thing, bought it again, and then when it finally shipped like a year and a half later, 2 of these things showed up, and now they're worth like $650 a piece. When I bought them for $70, so that's nice.
I always wonder that with like Jay Leno and Jerry Seinfeld, like, because I do that with I've done that with records a bunch of times. Have they ever done that with cars?
100. That has to be a non-zero event. They're like they bought like a GT3 RS like super rare thing, and then they get home and they're like, "Oh, that's right. Yeah, I already did get that. Yeah, yeah, mm-hmm. yeah." Yeah, that has to have happened. Yeah,
surely.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Domestically, definitely like the Arab sheiks and stuff. Of course, like
Well, yeah, and I'm not talking about buying backup like parts cars.
No, buying it because you want it and you forgot you had it.
Yeah, impulse buy. Oh man, this looks cool.
Right.
Oh shit! I already owned one.
Yes. This is like where we might have 4 bottles of ketchup in our refrigerator, right? or like 4 bottles of hot sauce. Yeah, yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. They have 4 of a car that they. Yeah, right. Yeah. No, it's a good deal. I've been wanting one for a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that's the number one reason why I do Discogs. It's just so because I can't tell you the number of times I've picked something up in a record store and be like, well, this looks cool, and I'm like, let me check. And I look on Discogs and I already own it.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you trusting me with your record collection. I know what it's like to have that kind of stuff away from you. Yeah. And and to have your madness kind of reflected back at you. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the worst was when we got to the house. And then you came to the door and you pointed out how low the truck was. And I turned around and went, oh shit.
Yeah. You were riding on bump stops pretty much, buddy.
Yeah, it was pretty low. Yeah. It turns out like 12 boxes of records.
Yeah.
Is pretty heavy.
Yeah. After I knew you were going to come over, I was like, oh, I should text him to see if I should drive down there to shuttle as well, because I was trying to imagine you shoving all of your records in your Volkswagen, either one of your Volkswagens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was like, oh no, this is not happening. And then you showed up in the truck. So yeah. Well, yeah, it was wonderful to see you. It's wonderful to see Nico. It was very nice seeing him, giving him a root beer. And
he was so tickled about the root beer. It made his day.
Good. Yeah. How does Nico like riding in the Nissan pick-em-up truck?
Well, he loved it because I let him sit in the front because it has the thing where you can turn off the airbag.
Yep.
And we didn't take the highway. We just took the surface streets or whatever.
Yeah, and he was on his booster seat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, Yep. So he liked it. It was cool. But yeah, the kids love anytime we're in a different vehicle of any kind. They're just like, they just think it's the coolest.
Yeah, right? So. Yeah. The interior of that Nissan smelled exactly like my 1994. Yeah, Nissan pick-em-up truck. Yeah.
I will say, because that's a cable clutch.
Yeah.
And getting out of that like I did that this week. I gave the truck back to my friend, and I got out of that and into my car.
Yes.
And the in the Nissan, the brake is so soft. It's so pillowy soft, which is just what you want.
Right.
And then the clutch is really hard.
Yeah.
And then I get in my car and it's the exact opposite, because I've got like pretty stout brake pads and fluid and stuff in it. So there's not much room at the top of that pedal.
Yeah.
And then the brake pedal, the clutch pedal is just like whoomp to the floor.
Yeah.
And so I have to like retune my brain every time I get back in my car.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, my clutch is broken. This is it. It's happened. No.
Did you have to teach the kids how to roll down windows, crank windows?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I said, you got to go.
Okay.
You got to make the sound effect.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. That's a good dad thing to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Just a useless.
It cracks me up every time. So
yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I still remember how a guy at a junkyard, a really nice like employee at a junkyard, told me how to pull the clips behind those crank windows with a shop rag, because there's just like a U-shaped clip. I can't remember what the name of the clip is, right? And if you go at it with the screwdriver, it's just going to go off into like a low Earth orbit, right?
Right.
And so he showed me how to like kind of floss like a shop rag behind it, pick up and into the clip, and it sticks in the rag when you pull it out, and then the handle comes right off. Yeah.
Very smart.
Right? Yeah.
I like that.
Guess why I was in the junkyard? It was because I needed one of those clips.
For the Nissan pickup. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, man, that's awesome. Awesome. Blast from the past. Nissan pickup trucks, man.
Yeah.
Love them. Nice. Yeah, buddy. I did, you're going to be gone for a while. And I think that we have we have a language between you and I. I want you to tell the folks about what it means when I just randomly out of nowhere, or you randomly out of nowhere, just text me 3 digits.
Yeah. This happened last week or the week before. You texted me 29.3 with no context.
No context.
And I knew exactly what it meant. It meant that you were at the kart track and you got a new PR.
I did. I got a new personal record, 29.313. Yeah.
That's fast. That's moving.
PETA pulled 2 29.2s later that night. Yes.
That's the same as me.
There you go. Yeah. So freaking quick.
Yeah, that's fast.
But you could be in Indonesia at like 4 a.m. and you get a text and that's just 3 digits and you know what it is. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because I do it like without even hesitating. Like I caught myself as I was responding.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "What? How do I know what that's what that means?" But that's what it meant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we did the all you can race event. I think we got like 8 or 9 heats in. I left before the last one because I didn't know they ran until 10 o'clock on those nights. Yeah. You can imagine how sleepy I was.
I can.
Yeah. And our heats had 10 people almost every single time.
I bet. Yeah, those things get crowded.
Yeah.
It's impressive that you were able to get some good, clean running in, though.
Yeah.
Was everybody pretty fast? And
no. It was one of those things where like it's been so long since I've dealt with that quantity of randos. Mm-hmm. I had completely forgotten like how to deal with them. Yeah. And it was that moment of like, oh, yeah. I remember now. And then just start fucking destroying them on the track. Yeah.
I had that same moment in Vegas when I went in January. I went to the car track and it was just randos, obviously, because we've had really good luck. I mean, I'm going to say for like the last
groups,
the last year, every time we've gone, it's either been just us or we've been with other fast people.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just, some people who decided that this would be fun and showed up.
Right.
And so like, it took me a second to work through the like frustration of like, why aren't they doing the thing that they're supposed to do?
Right.
And then like you have to remind yourself, like, oh, they're trying as hard as they can.
Yes. Yeah, we're just at different levels. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it becomes easy. Then you can just like set them up and be calm and all that. But
yeah,
it's always fun.
Yeah. I pulled a hilarious pass with one other person and PETA. Like Weird Dave came out a little bit.
I love it. I love Weird Dave.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Weird Dave is when we're karting and Dave catches a rando on the kart track and just puts his cart into a position that says, "I'm here, you deal with it."
Yes.
It's I'm your problem now. You're going to figure out how this is going to go.
Yeah. Unexpected house guest. Yeah.
It's Fox News. I report, you decide.
Exactly. Yeah. I just show up and I expect you to feed me.
I've brought nothing to share.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So, it was fun. It was a good time. Yeah. So PETA brought his coworker Caleb and Caleb's girlfriend Ivy. And I have to say, Ivy has not karted much, but she was a freaking natural, man. She was in the 29s.
Oh, wow.
Like she was picking up speed and technique every single time. Like I have not seen like just straight, like accelerated raw talent like this, like ever. Like,
That's awesome.
Like I watched her, like she was doing apexes better than me on the hairpins. And like, like perfect, like, braking and like wide exits and like true gift. And I was telling her, I was like, I don't say stuff just to be like nice to people, but like you really do have like a knack for this. Like you really do, Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Truly, truly talented driver. Yeah. Talent is equally distributed. Opportunity is not. Yeah. Like it's, just shows up and just was destroying it. She did amazing. Yeah. So
you were saying before I interrupted you that you had a weird pass.
Oh yeah. I pulled a weird pass with, we had a nemesis. Yeah. We called him Curly Sue because he had curly hair. And it was one of those individuals that would not yield for blue flags initially. You would catch them. They would kind of try to cut you off, like all of that stuff. And so like you had to work hard to pass them and they were coming in like 7th every time. Right. You know,
because they were too worried about who was catching them.
Right. Yeah. They're very, very serious, but also not following any rules or even like recognizing opportunities to learn from people that are faster than you. Like you can't argue with statistics, like, And so we had a nemesis and I think I managed to pass PETA and Curly Sue in one swoop. I'll need to talk to PETA because I can't remember, but I managed to pull like a weird pass in traffic like that, where I managed to nip both of them at once. Yeah. And PETA and I were talking about it. Like, it was like, oh yeah, like random. So we both like kind of had that like relearn cycle. Yeah.
That is where Weird Dave excels, because that's where I've experienced Weird Dave is where you've been behind me and I've caught somebody slow and you see me setting up, going offline to deal with the slow person in front of me, and then you just show up.
And then all of a sudden, we're 3 carts wide on the track.
Yeah. And it's like, well, you could have just followed me through.
Right. Instead of making it worse for everyone. Doesn't matter.
I love it when you do it, though. It's hilarious every time.
Yeah. In my head, it is really as simple as, and it's not even words in my head. It's just concept. I see a cart-shaped space, and I'm like, Tetris piece go here. That's it. Like, it is that basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a box of area and I'm like, I'm gonna put my cart there.
How often do you get into that space and then go, oh, I've made a huge mistake?
Never, because I'm like, I don't know. I'm just living in the moment. Yeah. It's just like, well, we tried that. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it explains a lot.
Right? It is not well thought out. If you thought there were any calculations behind it beyond me mentally rubbing two sticks together to make fire, no. Yeah. There's nothing else. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. As always, fantastic time karting. Absolutely missed you. And I will have to do a karting send-off before you're out of town. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, there we go.
Anyway, what else we got?
You know what, Ian? I did some work on a car.
Oh,
I did. It wasn't mine.
Is this you getting citrusy again?
No, this was citrus adjacent, Ian.
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
This was lemons adjacent. I helped one of the guys on the lemons team with his vehicle. He has a BMW 1 Series that he tracks.
Oh, cool.
And guess what? It spun rod bearings.
Oh, no.
And so we pulled the engine on it, Ian. His name is Chris, K-R-I-S. Super, super nice guy. He and Joel are basically kind of the tent poles for the lemons team. And just happened to, be able to lend him a hand. He had gotten everything to the point where it was like, okay, now we need 2 people, right? Yeah. And so I swung by his place. We, did some eyes on and we started hoisting that engine out. Pulled all the bolts off the bell housing. Came out. I have some pictures I can show you here.
Yeah. Is it 128 or 135?
135. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a turbo boy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There you go. There's me with the engine up in the air. Yep.
Love it.
Uh-huh. Yep. Let's see here. Yeah. There's the beast right there. Yeah. Yep. Inline 6 baddie. Yep. There's the turbo sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It came out fairly easy. We didn't have to remove the front radiator bracket or anything like that.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah. It turns out there's a little bit more room than you would think in a 1 Series to get the engine out.
Huh.
Right? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think it would have been way more difficult had we pulled the trans with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, since that stayed in place, yeah, it was.
Were you just helping pull the engine out, or were you doing engine tear down too, or anything?
Didn't do any engine tear down. It was basically like, I just need another set of hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can't see it in this, but Chris had a great idea here. So he has the latch for the hood ratchet strapped up to one of the rafters in his garage.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, the hood stays on. It's very much out of the way. One thing I really like about this is that it protects the windshield, because you wouldn't believe how easy it is to break a windshield when you're doing this kind of stuff on a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even removing a hood, it's easy to break a windshield. Yeah.
Yeah. And hood, taking a hood off and on sucks.
It does, right?
Pain in the ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Even on my little Fiat, that the hood's like a trapper keeper is a pain in the ass. Yeah. Yeah. So much so that I didn't even put my summer hood on yet, or my winter hood on yet. I still have the vented hood on the Nugget. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you changed the hood.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it was mainly because it's small. I have that overhead storage in my garage. Speaking of hoarding parts, right? Yeah. It's not that big. And I got that one at the junkyard that was the same paint code. Yeah. And that was what I cut vents into. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Chris there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had a good time. Yeah. His dad built this little kind of, I think tacked a pallet onto 2 furniture dollies to kind of move it around, move the engine.
Oh, like
around.
A little cradle for the engine?
Yeah. Yeah. And that worked really well. Yeah. So, you can see the suspension still connected. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was really surprised at the amount of space. Yeah. Yeah. Chris also had a great idea for these wiring harness connectors. Let me see if I can zoom in here. But you can't see it, But like for like big connectors like this, what he did is he took a paint marker and outlined kind of the edge of the connector and then where the connector plugged into. And so like he color coded like paint by numbers, like all of the big electrical connections, you know.
Very smart.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But yeah, so pulled an engine on a BMW. I've helped Peter with a transmission on his M3 before, but yeah, never a BMW engine. And
I'm surprised at the 1 Series because I've seen engines in and out of 3 Series just being around racing and seeing people pulling engines out of those.
Yeah.
And those always seems pretty straightforward, but I've never seen a modern like 1 Series like this.
Yeah.
So it's cool that it's still relatively easy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't think I'll ever own a BMW, but you know, like it was something where I didn't have like a visceral reaction, like, oh, why'd they do this? You know, like, or I hate this, you know? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
135s are super cool. I love
They are cool cars, man. Yeah. Yeah. So
I bet that's an absolute blast on a track.
Well, we're going to High Plains for an open lapping day pretty soon here. And if you come, like Chris loves it when other people drive his car. So his goal is to have it running by then. So
sweet. Well, and I was looking at my tire. I have my summer set of tires and they are in need of a Viking funeral. So
yes,
I think track day is in order for sure.
Okay. There we go. Now that you have all your wheel studs connected.
Yeah. They were 2 connected before. That was the
right. Yeah, they were very connected.
They were very connected, and now they're not so connected. Now they're the perfect amount of connected.
Yes, they are stereo MCs connected.
Yes.
Yep. You're welcome, Sam Ferreira. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. What else?
You said you have a listener, My Eyes.
Oh yeah. Would you like to see the 2? Okay, we'll save one of these for next time because they're both from our buddy Eric in Illinois. He said 2 things. Do you want to see, Ian, a kind of car stanza, I guess, or do you want to see the 2? How do you say the Mercedes like tuning company? Brabus?
Oh, Brabus. Is what Brabus. Yeah, that's what I say.
Would you like to see a kind of car stanza or like the 2 Brabus genders?
Oh, let's go with that one.
The 2 Brabus genders? Okay.
2 Brabus genders.
Okay. So first he said that he saw an actual smart Brabus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the smart car. Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, I knew someone who had one of these, the Brabus smarts.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he saw the not so smart Brabus, like the full on G-Wagon.
Oh wow.
Brabus. Yeah. Look at that thing. It's insane. Right? Like look at all these vents that don't do any. There's just plastic there.
Well, because you know what Brabus did is that they took a look at the marketplace and at the G-Wagon, and they said, "You know what the problem with the G-Wagon is in this marketplace? It's too subtle."
Yes. This flies too much under the radar. Not enough people turn heads when this car rolls by.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's not vulgar enough.
Right. Yeah. It's only making people throw up a little bit in the back of their mouth.
What is the wing?
Right? The wing is insane. Look at this wing up top, man. That is wild.
And like the fake ass vents, like
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. If you had your choice between these 2 cars, Ian, what would you pick? Would you pick the Smart or the G?
Jesus, that's really hard because the Smart car is truly an awful car.
Right. And let's say you never had to deal with like family logistics or anything. This was not something like one has to go before you get this thing. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough choice.
I've never driven a smart car. I can't fit in them. And like my head sticks out of the convertible. Yeah. And I asked a guy at an auto show if the seat went down and he just laughed and said no.
Yeah, no, they're truly really awful.
Yeah.
They're bad cars.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just this G-Wagon. This is This is, I have a lot of money, but I still really would just slap a whole Pep Boys on my car.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just rich people Pep Boys is what this is.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Like the fake vents in the hood,
Yeah.
or on the front fender and stuff that you see people put on.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Those little like portlet things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The fake Buick ports. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It's so dumb. I would probably take the G-Wagon and only off-road it and just like ding the shit out of it.
Right.
Maybe I'd do like precious. Maybe I'd like sand the hood and put salt water on it and then seal it and do like that rust, the fake rust thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like this at all. I'd beat the shit out of it is what I would do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. I feel like I need to drive a Smart at some point, even if my body never recovers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good. You're not missing anything.
I think it's one of those things like the spoiled milk, like, oh, that smells awful. Smell this, right? Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, and like I expected it to be either fun,
right,
because it's so small, or so terrible that it's entertaining again.
Right. It's The Room. Yeah. Tommy Wiseau's The Room of cars, right?
But it's not even, doesn't even have the decency to be that bad. Like it's just,
like just Sharknado 4.
Right. Like, I get it. You're slow.
Right.
You don't handle well. Nothing is good. The seating position is terrible. Yeah. And now this with a Hayabusa engine in it, on the other hand.
Right.
Now we're talking.
That fixes some problems.
It sure does.
May cause some new ones, but who cares?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Eric, for sending us the 2 Brabus genders. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Bad and awful.
Right? Yeah. So there you go, man. Yeah.
Nice.
I have a license plate game for you. Let me see if we have any other.
Let's do a license plate game. I am excited. My body is ready for a license plate game.
Okay. All right. Ian, this is your 101st license plate game.
Wow.
On the show. Here we go. Ian, this one is called Dang, Bro, Right On.
Okay.
All right. Here you go, Ian.
Okay. All right. So we've got a Ford Econoline van, like full on white van, paneled, no side windows.
Nope.
F-350, and then we've got a Hyundai Santa Fe.
I think so. Yeah.
In the middle, kind of like not super recent, and then a BMW X3. And then the license plates are Dang, Bro, and Right On. I
like my readings better. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna need some zoomies and enhancies for sure.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here's the van that may or may not have neighborhood children lured into it. Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, that is classic. My dad had one of these for his business, and it was empty in the back. Because he used it for like loading machinery in and out. Yeah. And my friend and I used to ball up really tight in the back, and then my dad would drive around in the parking lot really erratically, and we would just roll around and bump into each other. And we thought it was the greatest.
That's a fun dad thing to do if you have a big van. Yeah.
Things were different.
Things were definitely different back then.
In the 1900s, which is what Nico refers to them as.
Yes, the 1900s.
I'd be like, in the 1900s, just you gotta stop saying it like that.
Right. At least give me a late 1900s.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Before the turn of the century, that's worse.
Right. Okay.
All right. So not much to go on here. A little bit of surface rust on the bumper, and that's about it.
I mean,
trailer hitch.
this thing kind of looks like it was purchased as is, brand new, as like a fleet sale from whatever this sticker is,
1992.
right? And like they did nothing but maintenance on it.
Yeah.
And so it probably has like 350,000, 400,000 miles. Who knows? It's got an OG green plate for Colorado, right? Yeah. And it has back windows because they couldn't sell it back then with solid ones because they didn't have backup cameras. Backup cameras hadn't been invented yet.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know, so you had to have some windows to see out the back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got your Santa Fe. I apologize. The stickers didn't come through. The person that took this had to do some intense zooming on their phone. So tech is doing as good as it could. But I was not able to glean anything other than a vaguely sportsy bumper sticker back here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vaguely sportsy, not much else to go on. Okay.
Yep. Silver Hyundai Santa Fe. Yep. And then a gray BMW.
With the pink roundel.
Yep. The pink
California plates. Not much else to go on here either.
Yeah. The tow hook thing is still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cover. Yeah.
There's a mount of some sort on the windshield.
Oh, yep. Yeah. It looks like maybe radar detector.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's phone or not. Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think that's radar detector.
Could be. Yeah.
Or GoPro mount. But
yeah. Or it's one of the phone ones that's like the steel ball and you have like that kind of inverse cup on the back of your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, could be one of those. The Steely or whatever. I never wanted to get one of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
They seemed odd. Seemed like my phone would just flop around. You know? Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
Okay.
This is tough.
Yeah. You got a lot of options for dang, bro. Right on.
Well, and so the age of the plate on the Ford was really kind of throwing me off.
Okay. Yeah. I think,
but I do feel like
Jesse told us that I think green plates were before 1999 or before.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure how it is for the truck plates, but that's definitely a pre-1999 plate.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
No, you're good. And so I don't think Bro is going to be on there. I think that's more recent. I think the Bro. Yeah. Okay. And I don't think they would have had to add that many trailing zeros at that point.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't think that's Bro.
Right. When they made this decision, it was 1992.
Yeah.
Great observation, Ian. Yeah.
And I think Right On is more it's more like conversion van energy than dang.
Okay.
Right? Because I feel like if you own this and you've owned this for this long, you're not saying dang about much. You're saying right on.
Right.
Right on.
Yeah. Maybe you're shuttling your band's equipment, right? Your 70s jazz funk fusion. Yeah. Band's equipment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you just are Matthew McConaughey and Dazed and Confused.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I think this is the car that he would be most likely to drive. That character would drive that.
Great point, Ian. Great point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is there.
Okay.
And then I think Bro is on the BMW.
Okay.
Ooh, wait. The dang is tough.
Mm-hmm.
So really depends on the intonation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we don't know the vintage of that California black plate because you couldn't get them for a long time.
Right.
And then they did start offering them again that look, to the best of my knowledge, that look exactly like the original ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I think a lot of people were upset about. Yeah, having a black plate was seen as kind of cachet back then. And I even remember like seeing like some Bring a Trailer listings, like, you know, like California black plate, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I just think like dang is like, I'm surprised that any of these cars have that plate,
Yeah.
you know, because I feel like that would be you'd have to get that pretty early on too. So these all seem too new to do that.
Right.
Man, this is a tough one.
It
It's a
is.
really tough one.
It is. But how can I not put these 3 plates together?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Right.
Okay, so right on with the van. I'm gonna say bro on the Hyundai and dang on the BMW.
Okay. Okay.
Just vibes alone, just
Okay.
the sports stickers and stuff, bro.
Okay.
On the Hyundai, I'm assuming those are sports team stickers.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I think dang, because I think maybe there's like a little bit of like ironic distance happening here with like the pink roundel and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm banking on for the BMW.
Okay. Okay. Nice, man. Okay. All right. Let's lock it in, everybody.
All right.
Ian, you nailed it. Dang,
Did I?
bro. Right on. Yeah.
Dang, bro, right on. All
exactly.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Peter snagged the dang. Jordan,
Okay.
our buddy Jordan got bro. And I saw right on with my own 2 peepers, man.
Right on that van is pretty sweet.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that not too long ago. Yeah. Yeah. There
That's
you
really
go.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice one. That one was tough.
Yeah. There's, I mean, just no context, right? But you absolutely nailed like the right on with the van vibe. Like that was, you laser locked onto that.
That was the only one that I was sure of, but the other
Yeah.
2 were a little tougher. But yeah,
Well
that was a good
done.
one. I like it.
Well done.
Good
Nice,
job,
buddy.
everyone. Good job, everyone. All around.
High
Good
fives
job,
all
team.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian, I would love for you to hit us with an album of the week, and then we will get the heck out of here.
I would love to.
Okay.
I don't remember if I've already done this one, so maybe I have, and tell me, and I will pick a different one. But
Okay.
I'm going with a classic punk rock album this week. I need a little bit of energy. I need a little
Yeah.
little pick me up. I'm going to go with The Damned. Their first record, Damned, 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 has one of the great iconic album covers of all time. I think this is my favorite of the British like first wave of punk bands.
Okay.
Or this album in particular. I think this is my favorite. I like it more than like Sex Pistols and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
This is just it's a little bit more like fun.
Okay.
And just really energetic and exactly what you need. We need a little like shot in the arm.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, 1977.
Hey,
Absolutely fantastic.
a lot of good things came out in 1977.
I heard it was a kind of a shit year. I know, I was joking.
I pointed at myself for the audio listeners. Kind of a shit year. You shut your mouth. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Right on, man. Right on.
Yeah. Check this one out. It's really, really good.
Okay. I love the album cover. Yeah, that's fantastic.
The album cover is fantastic. It's great.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Links to Apple Music and Spotify will be in the YouTube description for sure, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Dave, I think we did a car show.
We did. What box can I find this damn record in?
Hold on.
You have something?
Actually, I do have this, and it is in your basement right now. It's actually a really cool repress on yellow vinyl.
Oh, nice. Okay.
In your basement someplace.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go looking. I'm not opening any of those boxes. You were so sweet to be like, you can go through them. I was like, oh my God, I'm not.
Honestly, I would rather they get played.
I'm not touching your crown jewels.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, there was one other thing that I wanted to do. I want to give a shout out to my friend Andy in Oklahoma City, who randomly has started listening to this show. I don't understand why.
Is this Andy with the Mustang?
Andy with the Mustang, yes. With
What's
the very
up,
cool
Andy?
Fox body.
Yes.
And he has also joined our He has also joined our fantasy F1 league
Okay.
on fantasygp.com, which you can also join.
Yes.
And he is currently in last place.
Okay.
He has never watched F1 before. He has no idea what's going on. And I just want to tip my hat to him.
Okay.
And say thank you for playing fantasy F1 with us. And I think what should happen is at some point further into the season, we should have Andy on and just have you two. Like, I want him to explain to you what's happening in Formula One.
Yeah, it may be the shortest show in the universe. Yeah.
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 Yep. I think it's fun.
Yeah. League code on Fantasy GP, in case you want to join, 839-6865.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got like 20 players.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. What position are you currently?
22 players.
Here's Andy's sweet Mustang. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Look at that thing. I love it so much.
I am currently sitting in 9th.
Okay. Where is your father and where is Nico?
My dad is in 11th.
Okay.
And Nico is in 21st, just above Andy.
Okay. Okay.
Nico is long on Lewis Hamilton, and he is not having a good season so far.
No, yeah, I was going to say that position might not be beneficial this season. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Harry with Harry's Heroes is in first. Matt is in second, and Richard is in third.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's where we're at.
Nice. Good showing, everybody.
Yeah. Good work, team.
Absolutely.
Dave, did we don't do a car show?
We did. We talked about cars. We talked about dog treats, karting, and and our hoarding tendencies. Yeah.
All the staples.
Yeah.
Everybody text Dave your vanity plates and other just random things. 720-515-1391. We're also Apex adjacent everywhere else at Gmail, on the social medias things, whatever. Anything else?
Oh, I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, thank you. We love you. Goodbye.